Text. Take note.
Video 4. The who, where and when of violence.
This series was filmed on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, past and present, and we value Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander histories, cultures and knowledge. The host in this video, Talie, speaks individually while seated within a studio.
In other videos, we've talked about the different types of violence women and girls face. Now we're going to look at how common violence is and its impacts, who's likely to commit violence and where it happens. Finally, we'll share what we can start doing to prevent violence. A warning, some content in this video may be confronting to hear. If you need support at any time, you can call 1-800-RESPECT on 1-800 737732 or download 1-800-RESPECT Sunny app from Google Play or the App Store. Where does violence happen? Violence against women and girls with disabilities can happen anywhere, not just at home or online, but in schools or through disability services. Women and girls with disabilities are more likely to experience violence than those without disabilities. 65% said they experienced violence at least once since the age of 15. And up to 36% said they experienced intimate partner violence, compared to up to 21% of women without disabilities. These rates can be worse for people with intellectual disabilities like Down syndrome or psychosocial disabilities like post-traumatic stress disorder and people of different races and sexualities. Who commits violence? While violence is usually committed by men that women and girls already know, violence can be carried out by anyone, including strangers, co-workers, medical staff or institutions. This includes other women and people responsible for caring for and supporting women with disabilities. For example, it's considered violence if a female disability support worker stops their client from leaving their home or contacting friends and family. It doesn't matter who commits the violence. If their actions cause harm to a woman or girl, it is still considered gendered-based violence. Impacts of violence. Violence doesn't just hurt in the moment. It can have lasting effects, not just on a woman's health and well-being, but on families, children, communities, and society as a whole. No matter how old you are, violence can make existing disabilities worse and lead to physical disabilities, chronic illness, and mental health issues like anxiety and depression, and even suicide. Many women also face extra barriers and health consequences when trying to report violence or get help or support because of their disabilities. How can we prevent violence? There's no single reason why women with disabilities experience higher rates of violence than others. Understanding the who, where and when of violence is an important step in preventing it. But to stop this violence, we need to tackle the overlapping causes, things like ableism and gender inequality, that make it easier for violence to happen.
Text. This video is part of a suite of Changing the Landscape practice resources, produced in partnership by Our Watch and Women with Disabilities Victoria, and supported by the Australian Government Department of Social Services. We thank every project participant that has helped to make this practice resource series. Thank you for generously and boldly sharing your experiences, expertise, and for your leadership in calling for much needed change. Visit ourwatch.org.au or search Changing the Landscape online to find out more about our work and steps everyone can take to prevent violence against women and girls with disability. Violence is not inevitable, it is preventable. Our Watch, Women with Disabilities Victoria.